Gaming has some incredible moments. And although I'm a huge film lover and make short films myself, there's an inherent disconnect between the audience just watching other people do things on the screen. In gaming, as we all know, the player directly interfaces with the medium itself. But oftentimes, I find myself experiencing this great moment in a game during a cutscene or a QuickTime event where the controls rip from me and I'm just back to watching a movie again. But every once in a while, there's a game that comes along that melds atmosphere, story, character, music, and gameplay, the direct input by the player, to craft an unforgettable experience in art. One such game, for me, is Returnal.
One particular stage boss combination in Returnal weaved a remarkable atmosphere, culminating both sound and story for me. Throughout the game, you learn of Celine's story through audio logs and various cinematics, and that the alien planet she's crashed on seems to know her history. The game is very heavy on metaphorical elements, which is a really neat way to approach a roguelike arcade shooter. She discovers her childhood house on the planet, reliving bizarre memories every time she enters it. One of the many artifacts of her past is the song Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult. It has a specific significance to her and also deeper metaphorical connotations to the story. To recap and bring you up to speed on the specific part I'm talking about in this game that is unforgettable for me, let me read a quote from Harry Kruger, game director at Housemarque. Right before Celine reaches the echoing ruins, she returns to Earth, haunted by many memories, and she tries to resume a normal life. One of these haunting memories seems strongly tied to this particular melody, which just pours out when she sits in front of a piano again. She doesn't remember exactly why it's important yet, only that it is. It ends with her, now aged, hands playing it one last time. She takes the mystery of the music with her to her grave. In Act 2, Celine dies and reawakens on Atropos. That same melody is playing as if the planet is using it to torment her further. This importance of music was also directly woven into our story. One of the crucial puzzle pieces was intended to be a specific piece of music, and throughout the game there are multiple clues that a particular melody is very important to Celine. The fourth stage, The Echoing Ruins, uses the song's motif to not only create a chilling atmospheric score, but to lead you towards the end of the stage. Another quote from Harry Kruger at Housemarque really explains what they were going for in crafting the experience. From the very beginning, our goal with the story of Returnal was to haunt the player. Many special and haunting moments I've experienced have often been accompanied by powerful music. In many cases, I feel that music can be single-handedly responsible for creating the emotional impact and mood of a scene. This ability of music itself to express very complex, raw emotions in a unique way to express the intangible was the initial seed of inspiration here. I love that perspective because it approaches the entire experience not only from a narrative or sonic perspective, but an emotional and interactive point of view. Every couple rooms you enter in the Echoing Ruins, the motif plays off in the distance. And with the 3D audio on PS5, you can actually spin the camera around and pinpoint exactly where it's coming from. And it gets louder as you progress closer. The key objective is to find the source. This melody floats in and out of the ambient environmental music. If you stop to listen, you can hear the distant sounds of the alien organ float in the wind. We used 3D audio capabilities to position the melody in the environment. As you move through the level, the melody will play from the direction of the echoing vault, helping to lead the player to the source of the music. Pass through the echoing vault, and you enter the spire, Hyperion's resting ground. It's not just a sound in the distance with 3D audio. Any movie can do that. It actually utilizes the exclusive technology and interactivity of a video game to put the player in Celine's shoes, hearing what she hears, and guiding us as well as her through the world. But not only is that just a cool way to incorporate the story into the original score, the moment I'll never forget uses the song you know what? Let me just show you. It's not just a score. The song is diegetically being played by the boss, Hyperion. You kind of start to realize it after you begin climbing the spire. On the ground, it's like, oh cool, this is the pre-boss arena, but I'm close. The music's changing, this is cool. But then the sound begins to grow. It becomes clearer as you ascend, and then it dawns on you. The music isn't just being played as a soundtrack to the game. It's coming from the boss arena. Another quote from Joe Thwaite says, "We wanted to create the feeling of moving towards the objective. We used the distance from the top of the spire as a parameter to add new layers and feed intensity into the music. We also added layers of saturation as you approach the top, giving the sense that the alien organ is so loud it's distorting." Finally, once you're at the top and peer down into the boss arena, you realize the boss is actually playing the music. It's an incredible moment I had yet to experience before in a video game, or almost any artful medium. The song you've been hearing as you climb, building and building, Hyperion is the one playing it. Another quote by Kruger says, "When you work your way to the top, you're confronted with a surreal sight. This huge creature obsessively yet serenely playing an organic church-like organ. It's not that it's just a stunning visual to see this creature playing the haunting song. It's the realization of the music from the level you've just been playing was diegetically in the world, being played by the boss you're about to fight. The Don't Fear the Reaper motif guides you to Hyperion because he's playing it himself, and just the creativity and engineering to come up with an experience so unique baffles me. It's amazing." Obviously, in many games, or even movies, there's moments where you can hear something up ahead in the distance, like horror games such as Alan Wake or Resident Evil do this all the time. But the way Housemarque crafts the narrative so that Don't Fear the Reaper is a part of Celine's story, and then the main boss is actually playing the score of the game you're playing as you explore, and then it culminates in you fighting the boss? Holy shit. It's just so masterful and unforgettable, not to mention just the phenomenal score by Bobby Krilic and Joe Thwaite. It's a chilling, atmospheric piece that fits perfectly in the bizarre world of Atropos. The purpose of this video was really just to highlight this specific part of the game. It was a moving experience to me that I still think about pretty regularly, despite the game coming out over a year ago now. Hyperion is such a fascinating boss, as I connected deeply with him and his purpose in Celine's story. He's a harbinger of repeated memory, a haunting reminder of something unseen and sometimes unremembered. His inherent tragedy is almost as sad as Celine's inescapable trauma. It's mirrored so well, while at the same time just being a cool arcade shooter boss. A beautiful balance crafted by Housemarque. I love this game, and funny enough, I keep coming back to it. There always seems to be more to figure out. Like Celine, it draws me into its cycles. If you haven't played the game, I recommend it if you're into arcade titles and third-person shooters. With the newly released co-op edition, you can get assistance if you're not into the brutal punishment of the solo adventure.
Thanks for watching. I don't normally make stuff like this, but I felt compelled, almost haunted, by this moment in this game for about a year now and felt the need to make some sort of video about it. So hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your viewership and your attention. Hope it was worth your time. And there's other things you want to check out on my channel. I've got short films. I got music as well. Links, you know the drill, in the description. So check them out if you'd like, and subscribe for more. Let me know if you like this kind of video, because I might do some more in the future if you guys like it as much as I do. So until then, take care and go play Returnal.